This is Business and Economy Network.
Always remember that your success and your happiness starts with you. Whatever you do is very key. How you project yourself to be happy with yourself and also attain the height of success also has to do with you. How you plan your way, how you pray about it, how you work out about it is very, very important and instrumental. But don't forget, it starts with you. Welcome to our program. You are watching Business and Economy Network. My name still remains Peter Moche. It's an honor, privilege presenting this program to you. Well, for the business news this week, we are projecting Dizengov West Africa Limited, a company that is doing very well in the agriculture stroke telecommunications sector in Nigeria. They recently celebrated Nigeria at 58. Yes, Nigeria at 58. A foreign firm celebrating Nigeria because they see themselves as part and parcel of this great nation, Nigeria. Where for Spotlight, we have the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, for short, SAHCOL. And for Company in Focus, we have the Chief Operating Officer of Dana Airlines Limited. Not left out, for Special Report, we have the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Medview Airlines PLC. Now, looking at all of this in aviation industry, the strategic importance of aviation in a modern economy like Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. Relax, brace yourself up, and hear what they have to say. I'll be back after this time out.
Mirapain is a household name in Nigeria. It's a gel indicated for quick relief of pain. Mirapain is a combination of 4 active ingredients: diclofenac sodium, linseed oil, methyl salicylate, and menthol. These 4 ingredients are specially blended and formulated together to bring the desired pain relief. Mirapain is for both adults and children. 2 to 8 Success Estate off Brentfield Avenue, Okeafa, Magboro, Ogun State. P.O. Box 977 Ikeja, Lagos. Available in all registered pharmaceutical shops nationwide.
The management and staff of Dizengov West Africa Nigeria Limited came together to celebrate Nigeria's independence as it clocked 58. It was a time of merriment and celebrating the labor of our heroes past. Highlight was the cutting of the cake. The CEO country manager, Mr. Antti Ritvonen, shared the need for Nigerians and the government to embrace agriculture, considering the country will strive well like yesteryears before crude oil was discovered.
Well, I do think that, obviously, let's say last 20 years maybe have been very much dominated by oil, and oil has been the kind of everything for Nigeria, and I believe that the oil will be still very important for Nigeria, but I actually do think that the future of Nigeria is about agriculture, and this country has a huge potential for agriculture. I mean, and as we all know that Nigeria was the leading agricultural country in Africa before the oil was found, and I don't see any reason why Nigeria could not get back to that, and I think that's what we all need to work towards. I believe that not people don't even fully understand how great potential agriculture has in Nigeria, so that is definitely, I think, which we all need to work to, develop this country even to a greater height.
Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, popularly known as SAHCOL, a member of the CFAS Group, serves as Nigeria's leading aviation ground handling firm and was set up to bridge the gap and provide real solutions to the challenges of all aviation ground handling services for goods and luggages. The firm SAHCOL has God to thank for all its achievements and awards over the years. SAHCOL is all about the clients and way to satisfy them optimally. To quench Nigerians' curiosity, SAHCOL is 100% Nigerian and will be offering part of its shares to Nigerians and non-Nigerians alike. The firm is headed by Mr. Taiwa Folabi as the chairman and Mr. Bashir Lagbarami as the managing director, chief executive officer.
We thank God. We are a company that believes so much in God. We have that understanding that without God, we would not have come this far. And without God, we may not still go very far. And some of those things that comes to us, we know the endorsement that the industry has given to us, and that has come through awards. I tell you just, I think last month, we still receive an award from the Foreign Airlines Association of Nigeria. What I'm talking about there, the association that puts together all the foreign airlines, gives us an award as the most efficient grant handling company in Nigeria. I mean, what else can we ask for? If those people can come together and look at the grant handling operation in Nigeria and say, okay, we are the most efficient, I think it summarizes all. And what it's telling you is that there are grant handling companies and there are grant handling companies. We, like I said, what we are known for, identify with, is for safety, is for efficiency, and is for quick services. So if we do that, and somebody could pick out that, just one, and say, okay, we are efficient, I think it's a thing of pride. And we, as an organization, we actually don't allow things like that to get into our head. The reason why we're in business is to provide service. And we have an understanding that if the customer is not receiving the service or the best of service, then we will not, they won't be happy. And that comes back to us. So we have that full understanding that why are we here? We are here to provide service. And service we will continue to provide. Not just provide service. You see, what we also do in our community, we go even outside the line of our brief to ensure that we give our customers, we see ourselves as partners to our customers. We empathize and own our customers' business as if it belongs to us. That is the kind of company we are. When you are doing good, like especially this kind of part of the world, another part of the world, people will just want to tell you, okay, you are doing well, please do better. So when we see award, we see it as a reminder not to depreciate on what you are known for. And that is what we do. It takes a large heart to do business in Nigeria. And one of the SAHCOL was just very fortunate, knowing where we were coming from, for somebody like Dr. Tawa Folabi, through the CFAS group, came into this place. So we can say we are a blessed company. Sometimes we just felt God so much loves SAHCOL to bring in somebody like that. If you see today, SAHCOL has been a test case, or has become a test case in the issue of privatization. In short, I know, when you ask BP, they will tell you, they are trying to know what happened. How did this place suddenly become that success? So you've heard of government sold companies and the assets are stripped off and the company became even worse than what it became. But SAHCOL was very fortunate outside that. Because this man came in, even when after some time, he was not even getting the result. He continued to pump in money. This man continued to, yes, you see him sometimes say, I'm not making money, but he believed in the place. I can tell you the number of equipment that came in the first time. I'm talking about a company up to a point where you see equipment positioned on aircraft. Human beings have to support the equipment to help to handle the aircraft. I could still remember a joke that was cracked by one of the handlers long time ago. I'm talking about early 2000s. And he made a statement, say much human effort, less machine effort. That this man came in from nowhere in Nigeria, believed in the company, and he changed that fortune of the company. Such that suddenly, because I can tell you from 2009, go and check the history of airlines that has entered this country. New airlines that comes in, they come to SAHCOL. I can tell you, as at that time, United came in, United operated with us. Etihad came in, they pitched their tent with SAHCOL, and they have been with us thereafter.
We're standing right in front of the ultra-modern import warehouse for Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited. The warehouse, or the total facility, spans over 22,000 square meters, and the import shed alone has about 28 loading bays at any point in time. The loading bay is equipped with a type of roofing that, no matter the weather, the operation is not disrupted. Aside from that, inside the warehouse we have the special cargo handling areas like the cold storage facilities, the DGR room, the live animal room, the radioactive room, the vault, and the vulnerable room. The operation till now remains seamless because we've been able to divide or to separate the clearing agents from our core operations. So the farthest the custom clearing agents can go is the examination bay, because then we don't want interference between them and our core operations. Since we started operating in this ultra-modern warehouse, it is, I say this boldly and proudly, that we've never entertained any case of theft since we started the operation in the ultra-modern warehouse, because the warehouse is covered with CCTV, and the CCTV room is manned, and the message out there is it is safe and secure to do business with SAHCOL because we're ready.
Dana Airlines Limited is one of Nigeria's prominent airline, providing solutions to aviation needs of Nigerians and non-Nigerians in the areas of passengers, carriers, ticketing, boarding, air flight, aviation ground handling services through appropriate outfits. The firm is with a mandate to provide and maintain safe and fair air trips, ensuring the full compliance of the rules and operating guidelines of the aviation industry. Mr. Obi Ubanuzwo serves as the Chief Operating Officer, Accountable Manager. Dana Airlines Limited will be celebrating 10 years of excellent service come November 2018.
Okay, my name is Mr. Obi Mbanuzwo. I'm the Chief Operating Officer, Accountable Manager for Dana Airlines Limited. And, well, my name indicates I'm from Imo State, but I am a full-blown Nigerian. State is not, and in our business, travel is a countrywide thing. People might not realize that Dana Air has actually been flying close to 10 years. November this year, November 10th, will actually mark 10th anniversary of the airline. It's a unique achievement in Nigeria. Not many airlines have survived the test of time. Well, Nigeria, unfortunately, as people know, is an airline graveyard. In 10 years, Dana Air started with the vision of our chairman and GMD, the chairman, Mr. Haramesh Hatiramani, and the GMD, Jackie Hatiramani. It's part of a subsidiary company in the Dana Group. And in 2008, the airline was started with this vision to provide the best services, quality service for the population of Nigeria. So we have since then grown steadily. The growth has been, and the business plan has always been very incremental, quiet. Sometimes people say, you're a bit slow, but you take your time and you move. So we're going to mark 10 years very soon, and we hope to be here for even more years to come in the future. In the airline industry, safety is a given. That's why it's rare to hear airlines saying safety, because it is a given. Airlines around the whole world make sure that is the first part of what you do. The end product is to transport passengers from point A to point B, but we make sure we do that safely, expeditiously, and with the best service you can find. So, in essence, safety is a given, but to enhance that, for example, Dana Air will ensure that we deepen training, the supporting systems we make sure that they're world standard. So everybody's heard of IOSA, the IATA Operational Safety Audit. It's a set of criteria that every airline, once you meet that, then you operate at the same standard as world airlines. Now, we all know that aviation is a very high risk, high demand environment, so we all try to make sure we reduce the level of risk. We reduce it by increasing that trading, making sure that you conform to those internationally acknowledged standards, and therefore you will make sure we reduce the level of risk to minimum possible. And that is what Dana Air has always been for. People travel outside the country. People go to places everywhere around the world, so they see how things are done. The question is, why sometimes don't we bring back those things that are done there and domesticate them here? But Dana Air has always been the market leader. Most places in Nigeria, the furthest distances between two major airports in Nigeria is at most 1.5 hours. But most journey times are 1 hour. But you find people waiting for 4 hours, 5 hours, flights are delayed. A lot of times those might be because of environmental factors, the fact that a lot of our airports aren't properly equipped to handle the weather we have in, for example, we know what we call the Harmattan. The Harmattan is always characterized towards November, December, the beginning of the year, by low visibility. The regulations stipulate what kind of visibility pilots have to have before you can either attempt a landing or depart from an airport. We also know that world over, most major airports operate to what we call category 3, either 3A, 3B, 3C, with their landing aids. So in essence, some of those airports operate to 0-0, practically no visibility. The aircraft are equipped for it. Most, in fact, I'd say 99% of all the airplanes we fly in Nigeria with the various airlines can handle that to different levels, but our airports are not equipped to handle that. So, but Dana Air from inception has come with the first thing, that our on-time performance. So we have to make sure that if you want to go from Lagos to Uyo at 3 p.m., we do our best to make sure you go at 3 p.m. in spite of those environmental factors. We say the second part is, as you well know, is that we are recipients of many awards for our in-flight services. So the second thing that every other airline interfaces us for is our in-flight services, which is second to none. It's renowned in the industry that our services are top-notch, and we plan to even entrench and give the market more of the good things that we've been doing now. Well, the first thing is never rest on your laurels. So we go to award events, to shows, and we get awards. We don't sit down and clap for them. We only say, no, this is what drives us to go further. You probably would know that we are innovators in the markets, in the Nigerian market, for so many things. So when we get these awards, we make sure, the first thing is we sit down. I sit with a very, very team of young professionals, different ages, different backgrounds. So we always have input into what do we do next? What do you want to do next? What I can tell you is that every other airline that has started flying after Dana Air always used us as the goal to get to. We know from our suppliers, for example, our catering suppliers, they tell us, oh, this new airline has come, but I say, you know what, whatever Dana Air is doing, please give it to us. Because even our competitors, but they're also our brother airlines, you know, they acknowledge the excellence that we provide. So winning all those awards simply drives us to say, don't sit back on what we have won, drive further, what's next, where do we get next?
Medway Airlines started with a very humble beginning, took off as a traveling agent, and then went into cargo, Hajj services, regional, commercial, international aviation services. Breaking into the Nigerian market was very easy, considering the success recorded at the conveyance of pilgrims, as it brought about a different concept of pilgrims airlifting in Nigeria. The need to go public on its shares was as a result of injecting more funds and provide better capacity services to Nigerians. Medway stands out as the only airline that serves local delicacies on its international route trips. Mr. Munir Bankole serves as the Chief Executive Officer.
To be precise, I thought of bringing something back home. And I thought pilgrimage is one aspect where nobody put interest. And I thought the number of people that participated in airlift operation, in pilgrimage exercise, gets up to 3 million worldwide. So what contribution are we putting in mind to help Nigeria? Because it was not well handled. And we thank the government. In 2006, there was an act of parliament that created the National Commission. There was an Act Commission before, which is nothing to tell people how it went. But the new one, which was created, I think the then first Act Commission chairman, who is currently the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, in person of Alhaji Mohammed Bello, happened a good friend of mine, did a wonderful job, upright person, sincere and committed. He made a new transformation of the exercise, and we could be grateful together that he worked with people like Monero in Medfield. So that's one of the things that make a change, and we pray we'll sustain that. So that's what we're doing. Then in 2012, we thought of moving into domestic operation to bring back all the knowledge we have over the years, and with few friends who have worked together in Nigeria, who understood the knowledge, the language, the track of this business, came together and started the domestic operation. We're proud today to say we run in 24 flights daily on domestic. We run regional flights, and we're going now to London. Being in aviation, you can write on record today, is over 35 years. And running the pilgrimage, I've performed it over 32 years. That means, as I'm sitting with you, I performed the Hajj exercise over 32 years. I can tell you precisely, one thing that informed my life is to look at the souls that flies aeroplane. So it's part of me. There's a radio in my office, there's a radio in my car, there's a radio in my house. I monitor the aeroplane. This is the tracker. I tell you where the aircraft is at this moment, where they go. And I don't leave this office, like I told my friends, you have to carry this in along in your mind. Now what sustains that aeroplane that flies is who? God Almighty. Because there is no petrol. Saying you are having scarcity on the ground. An aircraft cannot have scarcity in the sky. Neither can an aircraft have a mechanical issue in the sky. Everything is being taken care of by God Almighty. So that informed my passion, that the souls that fly at every time I wake up is like me. So I must be caring about them like myself. So what you see me doing on the RAM, I call it RAM check, to ensure that everybody that works along this business are in compliance. I check out the captain, and I check the maintenance people, and I check the ground personnel, I check the ticketing, I walk around. And that's been my routine, so that you not just sit on this backside and say everything is going well. Human being, we need a proper check. And for you to run a business of this nature, you must not ordinarily be crazy or be hard on people. You must also make them to realize that they are committed to this business. Otherwise, they don't have any business to be with you. Because it's not a difference you find on the ground. That's totally different business entirely. So, and we have a zero tolerance on our departure business. Reliability, everything. We sustain it by telling ourselves at 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock. They have a choice. They can go any airline of their choice. We are not the only airline flying. But what we are selling is that zero tolerance, because people have value for their time. 7 is 7. And 8:50 is 8:50, 12 is 12, 11 is 11. We can't compromise this. And the aircraft must be clean, neat, safe. We don't talk about it. And that's why we thank God today. His sincerity in our mind, He has sustained that with us. The beauty of West Africa today is that you have different African flavor. Live in Ghana today, you love to be there. Live in Dakar, you love to be there. Go to Guinea, you love to be there. You get something to take back to your home. And that makes your education, your knowledge, your traveling way to develop this. So we've decided to go on the Nigerian Airways route. We're in Ghana on a daily basis. We operate 7:15 to Accra, and we return back 10 o'clock every day. We have been consistent on that road. You should not be thinking to bite your African brother. You should be thinking to develop the African market together. It's better for an African man to partner with an African airline to do the same thing for the benefit of African people. Find out everywhere, European airline, American airline, they are hopping everywhere in Africa. and they are not dropping anything. They just up and take and go and do nothing. No investment, no nothing. So that's the window. This is the market, Africa. And if African people can be reasonable under the banner of OAU or Africa or whatever languages we call ourselves, we should think on African in anything we are doing. So we are setting up Liberia. We got it right. We are Freetown. We are there. And we are in Dakar now. So we are closing up all this network. So that in Mali, we have dropped our papers. So we are looking at what to do now to begin to bring them back. Now that we are going to London, bring you from UK, take you home. And take you from your home, bring you and take you to UK. And that's our mission. And we're getting there closely.
This is Business and Economy Network.
Well, via this, where we draw the wrap of the program. This is actually the site of the program for this week. I want to say a big thank you to all our sponsors, all those who have reached out to, and more importantly, you, the viewers, all your calls, your inquiries, your criticism. I want to say a big thank you to all of you. Please keep them coming. It helps us to also make sure that we serve you much more better. Well, never you be discouraged on your journey in life, because the bunch of keys you have in your hand, one definitely will open the door. Meaning, never you be discouraged. Don't be disappointed when things does not work out your way. Definitely, with perseverance, focus, and determination, the sky will be your limit. On behalf of everybody in the house, I want to say thank you so very much. We can do this again same time next week, God's willing. Stay blessed.